Dutton Ranch, Season 1, Episode 2, Earn Another Day. Episode 2 of Dutton Ranch begins with us cutting back to 8 days after the fire. Held out at the Western Inn, Rip manages to secure a place in Texas for them. Montana will always be their home, but right now the attention is fixed on bigger and hopefully better things. Part of the issues in Texas stem from the Jackson family. This ranch that the Duttons have secured has been a lucrative piece of land that the Jacksons have been after for nearly 20 years. However, the place has a lot of soul and the owner, Jeannie, wants it handed over to a family that will properly care for it. Back in the present, Rip heads to an auction with Beth, but the Jackson family are also here too. Beth and Beulah eyeball one another the whole time. These two are not going to see eye to eye, and thankfully Everett McKinney may be just the ticket to help with her slaughterhouse problem. Everett reveals to Beth that he knows a place near San Antonio that could serve as their new slaughterhouse. It's quite a drive though, and the owner of said slaughterhouse is a man called Claudio. He runs a small operation with 4 guys, and it seems like he and Beth may get along well as they talk shop. Rip needs more help, and he brings in a new guy to his crew, Zachariah Moss. The man is a former drunk, but he vows to stay clean and stay loyal to Rip's operation. Azul is the one who initially put in a good word for him, and it seems like it may work out for everybody. Meanwhile, Wes' wife, Whitney, shows up with her kid to the Jackson barn house demanding answers about her husband. Joaquim obviously knows what's happening here, and he poker faces his way through an evasive chat with her. Whitney is not buying it though. She heads to the police station and reports his disappearance. One person who can't poker face this is Chet, who's put in his place by Beulah during a particularly tense chat together. None of this is helped by the reveal that Wes' body is not on the Edwards Ranch anymore. So although Rob Will is essentially banished, Wes' missing body is still a point of contention they need to handle. Orina spends more time with Carter in the midst of all this, but she very much plays the hot/cold game with him. When she receives messages from Grandma B, her demeanor changes and she heads back home, telling Carter she has a boyfriend. If it wasn't obvious already after those texts, we now learn that Orina's grandmother is Beulah, and the pair have a lot of hostility between them. With Rob Will, her father, off at rehab, Beulah wants to mold her in her image. Orina, though, wants no part in this, but she's forced into the family business, whether she wants to or not. That night, Beth introduces Rip to Everett. The pair get along well, talking briefly about the ranch and Beth's stubbornness. However, Rip has a secret. He's kept Wes' body on ice in the barn. In the middle of the night, he gets up and drives out, dumping the body away from the ranch. The episode review. Dutton Ranch follows up the premiere with a solid episode, one that sees more of this conflict between the Duttons and the Jackson family start to bubble up. There's clear hostility between Beulah and Beth too, and both are hard-headed women that don't take no kindly. There's a nice synergy between them, while Rip bringing in fresh blood to the ranch helps to beef up the ranch's personnel, while simultaneously fleshing out more of Azul and Zachariah's backstories. Orina being part of the Jackson tribe was perhaps obvious from early on, given it follows the usual trope of forbidden love, but the fact she's not cozy with her family is an interesting dynamic. Rob Will being her father only muddies the water further. It also makes her a more volatile, interesting character than first meets the eye. We don't know exactly where Rip has dumped Wes' body, but given it was initially found on his side of the ranch lines, it makes sense that he'd get rid of this and push the blame back on the Jacksons. Wes' death is likely going to be the real catalyst and driving force for the drama that's going to follow in the episodes ahead. The rest of the season is setting up this powder keg nicely for an explosive collision of epic proportions.